Hi everyone. It's great to see so many of you here today. And I assume that some of you at least might be designers or developers joining us here today. And then I also assume that you know how hard it could be to find time and focus to work on your design systems. And maybe you also heard questions like, is it done yet? Or when will we see the actual value? Today, we are gonna tell you about our design system journey and how we went from a vision to being able to prove real business value. And also how we managed to save over 9,000 hours in one single project thanks to our design system. But before we tell you how we did that, we want to show you this.
I över 60 år har vi finansierat fordon i Sverige. Och gjort det enklare för miljontals människor att färdas fritt. Nu accelererar vi omställningen mot framtidens mobilitet. Och hjälper människor och företag att göra smartare val. För mobilitet ska vara enkel, flexibel och hållbar.
Yes, so we are a bank specialized in financing and payment solutions, all to make the life with the car and the economy around it more simple and smooth. And maybe you've heard of us under the name Volvo Finance, because that was our name until 2024. And then you might wonder, why would you change the name of a 60-year-old bank and also step away from one of Sweden's largest and most well-known brands, Volvo? But this has been a really important part of our strategy, where we wanted to position ourselves as the mobility bank here in Sweden, no matter which car brand our customer drives. And we have a broad brand portfolio, and Ziklo is the name of the bank, but it's also a product name which we kept together with Volvo Finance to represent us in everything we do in our collaboration and partnership with Volvo Cars. And the same applies when we work together with Polestar, then the customer meets us as Polestar Financial Services. And then we also have the brand CarPay for our payments and banking platform. And Team Ziklo, we are around 400 people, and 177 of us work in our tech organization. And we are today 13 front-end developers and 5 UX designers. And we are 2 of those. So my name is Elin, and I work as head of design and user experience at Ziklo. And I have the honor of leading an incredible design team. And I also work really close with my amazing colleague, Jessica.
Thank you, Elin. As Elin said, my name is Jessica. I'm the lead front-end developer in the Zest team, and that's the team that builds and evolves our design system. It's really an amazing team that works in the intersect between design and code to make ideas come true. So everything you see today is a team effort.
Yes, so Jessica and I, we work really close with our digital products and the product development. We have several different products and multiple different users. For example, within financial services, where we provide our products to salespersons out at the car dealers that are our partners when they sit down with a customer that wants to buy a car. And then we also have payment solutions and banking platforms, making the life easier for our both consumer and company customers, to helping them keep control over their mobility, economics, and financials. And we also have our fleet services, where we are actually market leaders, helping our company customers to both finance and administrate their car fleets. So in total, we have 31 digital products. 15 of them are supporting our end customers, and 8 are supporting our partners, and 8 of them are for more internal use and for our colleagues. So now, when you know a little bit more about Ziklo and the team and our products, it's time to introduce you to something that both Jessica and I have very close to our hearts.
Yeah, we want to welcome you to Zest. That's the name of our design system at Ziklo Bank. And I want to start off with asking this question. What is a design system? We have met a few misunderstandings along our journey. One of them is that design system is just the design. Everything that lives in Figma with layouts and coloring and stuff and branding. But to us, it's more than that. It's a union of 3. It's the design in Figma, absolutely. But it's also the coded building blocks from the design. And on top of that, it's the documentation that explains how to use it, when to use it, so everyone has the same foundation to start with. And we are going to show you how it looks, how we work today. And I'm going to start off by showing you how we started before we did the Ziklo rebranding. And then it looked more like this. Here you see a few of our applications, and you can spot they are built in different time eras. Some are from the 90s. They're quite diversified, and they have a shade of blue. And this, as you can understand, they were not connected and they had their own code base. And this was a challenge for us when we went to a more union brand and wanted things to align.
Yes, so we didn't look that good before, to be honest. But rebranding a 60-year-old bank was a huge project. And it was over 1,900 digital and physical entities that were to be rebranded. And that could be everything from physical documents and letters to more digital assets, like, for example, 9 of our digital products. And we were over 400 people working on this project at that time. Almost all of our colleagues and also a lot of our external parties are all working together to make Ziklo happen. And this is the result and what we look like today.
Yeah.
So now we have a much more unified brand experience across all our digital products. And that's very much thanks to our design system.
Our design system today contains 61 components in 840 variants. You heard it right. A lot of props. And 92% of those are accessibility compliant. We have 6 main themes to support our different brandings and light and dark mode. 22 of our applications today is connected to our design system. We started out with 9, as Elin told you, in the rebranding process, but it has evolved since then. And it's brought by an incredible team. We are 2 designers and 4 front-end developers that part-time work with the design system to bring it to life. And the 22 applications out of 31 that is connected to our design system gets centralized design, accessibility updates, and code updates as well. We do a release every third day. We have a few that you see on the right side that don't have that connection yet. They have the local implementation and their own ownership of the design and the code. And one of them is the one you see here. It's the CarPay app. This app is actually both rebranded and rebuilt as we speak, and will be a part of Zest as we're going forward, because we're expanding Zest not to just support React components, but also React Native components. And the other ones we are working. We want to have a more connected setup, but we have challenges, as you might have as well, with different frameworks and really old system.
Yes, so let's be a little bit more practical and look into what it looks like when we go from design to code and how we actually built and structured our design system to support our needs. So as you've seen by now, we have a lot of different products, a lot of different users, but also a lot of different brands. So when we started this journey, it was really important to us that our design system could support multiple themes from the beginning, so that our designers and developers could work on different projects with different products and different branding, all using the same components in their work. And Jessica, you're going to show us how this works a little bit more in practice.
Yes, I will. Sorry. Pause, please. Okay. I'm gonna try to convince you that we not just do the talk, we actually do the work as well. And some of you might be glad you're actually seeing some code today. To the left, we have one of our web apps. We have the CarPay app. And to the right, we have the code that runs the app with a theme provider and a named theme. So that's actually how this is connected. And we can, if we play again, just change the name of the theming to maybe Ziklo Dark and just save it. And then we get another look and feel on this application. We can do it in light mode as well. We just change it again. And now, ta-da, we have it light mode. We actually do this every day, and we have some applications that have several theming in the same application because several parts meet different customers. And this is possible because of this. Here you see 3 applications, one in Ziklo branding, one in Volvo Finance branding, and one in the CarPay branding. They have the same components. They look the same, they have the same props, and you use it the same way. But the difference you see down below, there you have all our variables. You see coloring that are changing here, but it can be strokes, it can be border radiuses, it can be sizes, anything, actually. And the key here is that the naming is the same. We call it brand primary, but the value changes. We call it background interacting default, but the value is changed. So when we put this in action, we can get a full connection between Figma and into code. And we want to show you that as well. So here we have a component. We have a button. You've seen it before. This is our storybook, where we have our props and implementation details, and you can play around with it. You can change the theming and font sizes and stuff. And now we have a sunny spring day, and Elin feels like, okay, this is a bit dark, isn't it? So what she'll do is she'll look like, okay, we need to change this background. We can't have it like this. She goes into Figma and choose another color. What do you choose?
Pink, of course.
Pink, of course. And pink goes very well with our Ziklo green. It's like perky. She saves it in Figma, and then we go into the code, and we just pull the latest update from the Figma API. And as you can see, we are downloading all our themes, and then we get a diff in the code that we actually can look at for all the themes. And it has stopped. Why has it stopped? We do it again. I thought. Try it one more time. We're gonna really look at the pink one. We want to see the whole flow, so see if it goes well. We actually didn't have a live demo because it wouldn't fail. So now we're gonna see if this works. No, it doesn't.
No.
Okay, then it doesn't. Okay, what you should have seen is actually we get it in the code, we get a diff, and then we can look at the code. Oh, now it works.
Okay.
It's like magic. Okay, we can go into the code and look at it, and then I would see, okay, she has changed a dark ID green into a pink one. And then I would probably say, Elin, are you really sure you want to do this? We have like a couple of more eyes on this. But if she's like, yeah, this is on brand, we're going to do this. Then we're going to go into Storybook and we're going to see all the changes and see it in one instantly. And when we do a release, it goes out directly into all our 22 applications at the same time. Okay. And this is, okay, we don't play along with the pink colors that much, but it can be anything. It can be a bug fix, it can be an accessibility improvement, and it can be even a new component that we do in Figma, and we just pull it, variables into the code and build it, and then we release it. It goes out to all applications at the same time. So an improvement for one application benefits all the others. That makes us move faster, and that we can spend much more time on the user experiences instead of like pushing those 2 pixels in each and every application. And we have to talk a little bit about AI, don't we? No? Maybe? Okay. You've seen how this flows and what it do to us, so we can move faster. And now that we have trying out stuff like Figma MCP and Code Connect, we see that this structure that we have built that really, really benefits us is even more crucial when we do it with the AI. When we have the same naming of icons and variables and components in Figma and in code, then AI is going to get it. It's going to look at a layout and, okay, we can match. And that's crucial for us to run even faster in the future. And now we want to illustrate the impact it has with one more way.
Yes, so throughout this journey, we have learned that showing the value created by the design system is something that has been absolutely key to our success. And today we're going to show some real examples that we use with our stakeholders to actually being able to prove that value. And we used to describe our design system journey with this curve. So we were somewhere here at a level where we spend a lot of time maintaining our digital products. And it's fair to say that we didn't start completely from scratch. We had some design components and code components, but they weren't at all connected, and they couldn't be used throughout all of our products. But we started from somewhere. And before we had a well-functioning design system, we had a lot of variants of the same components. And as said, a lot of the components were also locally implemented, and we couldn't reuse them. But with a well-functioning design system, we today have reusable components and design patterns. And as you showed us, we can also do centralized design, code, and bug updates and directly push it out in our products. But this leaves us, of course, with a lot more time to spend on innovation and improvement in our customer journeys. So to put things on a little bit more perspective, we are somewhere here now, and we are not done yet, and I don't think that we ever will be completely done. But we have come a long way since we started 2023 in the rebranding project. And of course, we have been investing a lot of time into this, but we are today a lot more effective than we were before. And we have some examples that proves this. So I'm going to share 3 cases with you. And the first one is how much time we saved during the rebranding project thanks to the design system. So we had some components, and to rebrand those, restructure those so that they could be used in all our products, it took around 40 hours to rebrand them. And we have around 30 components in each of our products. And at that time, we said it was 9 products to be rebranded. And this means that we saved 9,600 hours, thanks to that we did the rebranding once in Zest, and then we reused the components throughout those 9 applications. And that's a lot of hours and a lot of money. And the other example is when we later on did a work to make our components accessibility compliant. So that took us around 20 hours to make the components more accessible. And again, 30 components per product. And that means that we saved over 600 hours per product. Once again, we did it in Zest and then reused it. And at that time, it was 4 products that needed to be accessibility compliant, and that means 2,400 hours in total. And the rest of the products, they actually got the accessibility update for free. And the last example is more about what it looks like today. So now when we have all our basic components in place, the one that we add today are often larger and more complex, so they take around 80 hours to develop. And we have said that they should be used by at least 3 of our products in order for it to be worth adding to Zest. And this means that we save around 160 hours per new component. Once again, we build it once in Zest, and then we reuse it throughout the other products. But we also wanted some more qualitative insights on the value behind the design system. So we went out and asked our tech colleagues about what they think are the top 3 most beneficial things about Zest. And number 1 is that they say that the experience across all our digital products is now more unified. And number 2 is that they say that the collaboration or the efficiency in the development process is now more effective. And they also say that we have increased the collaboration between designers and developers. And Jessica, you have some more interesting insights to share, right?
Yeah, from the same survey, I was really happy to see these numbers. That 50% of my front-end developer colleagues experience a 50 to 75% increase in efficiency thanks to Zest when they are starting to build a new page or starting to build a new feature. That's quite a big number. And I also have a quote from the same survey. Since most of the components are already in place, the development process becomes both easier and more seamless, saving time and making it easier to support other teams when needed. We have 31 applications, and we are 13 front-end developers, and you can maybe do the math. We are each and every front-end developer works mostly in more than one application. So like this collaboration between them are really important for us. Okay.
Yes, so when we start to wrap things up, we wanted to share some of our best tips to you and maybe help you to either kickstart your design system journey or take your existing design system to the next level. And the first one that we want to share with you is identify your stakeholders. Who are they? What do they care about? And try to find ways to explain the value behind your design system to them in their language. And our stakeholders have been both management, but also our close colleagues like the designers, developers, product owners. And some of them are actually in the audience today, being our biggest supporters. And then we have a second one.
Yeah. Number 2, the power of nudging. You can talk a lot about the benefits and try to convince people that this is a good idea, but it's even more efficient to show them. When we started out by adding React native components to Zest, the team didn't really know what it meant for them or how they were going to use it. So we started out with a really small package with typography, just the variables, icons, and one component. And that was the button. So we released that and said, try it out. And the feedback that we got was, oh, this is really great. Now we have one button that looks the same, works the same everywhere out of the box. And that is a really great foundation for us to work together going forward. We are on the same team. And we have number 3, don't miss the basics. It's more about alignment than handoffs. I don't know how many workshops you and I have been in, and we try to come up with, okay, is it called a modal or a dialogue? Is this state, is it pressed or selected or active? What is actually a menu? But when you have the same language, you speak the same language between design and code, it's so much more efficient. And not just in the Ziklo team, but in the whole of company. No, not just in the Zest team, in the Ziklo team. But then you save a lot of money when you don't, and a lot of time, when you don't have all these small misunderstandings along the way that makes you rebuild stuff. And then we have number 4.
Yes.
The last one.
So the last one. Make it a buzz. Find a great name for your design system. Tell everyone about it and make sure all your colleagues knows it. And the meaning behind the name is maybe not the most important part, as long as it's easy to remember. But in our case, it happens that Zest does actually have a meaning. and the one that we think fits both our journey and our design system team quite well. So having Zest means treating life with energy and curiosity. It's the drive to move forward and embrace challenges and approach every moment with enthusiasm and confidence. Thank you. Yes, I think that we have some minutes left for questions, actually, from the audience. If you have some. Okay, a lot of hands. Great. Where should we start? Maybe over here. Okay, so we'd said that we should repeat the questions as well.
Yeah. And the question is, how important is Storybook and how do we use it? We have actually an environment that every developer and everyone in the company can go into Storybook to see what component do we have, what props do it has, how can I play with it, how does it work in a context. So I would say it's really important for us because that's the visual part of all our components. Otherwise it would be just the code, and then you have to guess how it works. Yeah.
So the question was about what our decision process looks like when we make decisions about both design and, for example, accessibility issues. And we have a lot of different forums for this, where we work very closely together, both designers and developers. So we have at least once a week a Zest sync or a forum where we discuss those things. And when needed, we also set up a lot of different workshops, as we said, about naming conventions and stuff like that. So we talk to each other every day and have those discussions very frequently, I would say. I don't know if you would like to.
Yeah, and we have when one application has a requirement, we do a unit, like a force that we have to collect the requirements from other that uses the same, and then we do it. We sit down, designers and front-end developers together, and how do we do this? What props do we want to have? It's not just a code issue. It's actually a Figma issue as well, because we want to be aligned. So we do it together as a team in the daily life and work.
Yes. Maybe, maybe over there.
That was okay. Sorry, I had to repeat. The question was, how do you handle if you have two design systems that compete with each other? And we didn't have that problem, but to make everyone use it, you could have local implementation as well. It's both a question of branding. We want to be unified. And then it's a question of showing people, this is easy to use. Don't do it the hard way, do it the easy way. But that then you have to have good props, it have to be easy to use, so you have to put a lot of effort into that.
And maybe you should start doing a gap analysis between the difference between those design systems and where do you have the shared needs, and maybe that's where you should start to make those coming together.
Now he pointed at you twice.
Thank you for your presentation, because I really like that this time when you show the business value, it's not about the monetary value, but it's actually about the work efficiency improvement. And Time is money.
Exactly.
It's about the cost of deployment of Zest, because I assume that when you are working on developing Zest, it also means you have to sacrifice some time to do the actual front-end development work. And when you do that, how do you keep the balance? And also, how do you manage to convince the management that doing the foundational work like this will save the time in the long run?
Yes, so the question was how we try to convince management and how we set up the daily work with Zest and how we get things prioritized, basically. So, yeah, what we do, we have a Zest team where we have, so we work quarterly, and for each and every quarter, we are trying to prioritize what we need to be done during this quarter, and also to estimate around how many hours we need for those things to be implemented. And that's what we try to get out of our resources and when we plan the team and what we should do and prioritize.
Yeah, and that's on a higher level. When it comes to our daily work, we work more in a Kanban board, actually, just picking the top priority as it goes, and it depends on many things. Is it a production bug? Then it's really important. It doesn't matter if it came in last, or is it something? And then we have to speak with the teams, and is this really urgent, or is it just you want to have it? So it's a lot about talking to people as well. And we take that one there. Yeah. We are exploring.
Should we repeat the question? Sorry.
Oh,
first.
sorry. Yeah, it's a question about the AI, and if we have
prepared Zest for this journey.
For it and how we've done it. So we are exploring it right now. We are trying out both Code Connect and Figma MCP, and on the train over here I'm reading all about Claude Design, and it's going fast. But we have done it, and as we said before, it's like we see a really benefit. I did an example where I didn't at all do anything else than tell it just implement this and a link to Figma, and it's like, okay, now I'm going to see how well it done. And it's like things that wasn't specified, it didn't do very well, but all the variables, all the similarities that we have aligned, it works very well. It just does it. Just, okay, now you need a theme like this, and you didn't do like this. So we're exploring it, and in the same way we're exploring the whole layout. And we can tell the AI to, okay, we want to use the components from Zest, and it gets it when it pulls it from Figma, because it's named the same in Figma as in the code. So it's like getting the connections.
And we have also started to look into how we should write those markdown files and skill sets in order to tell our AI agents how to use Zest when we do agent development. So we're just getting started there.
Yeah, but we have to do it. And if we use AI, what do we do when we have a component in Figma that's detached? What do we want AI to do then? So we have to be specific in our skills. Yeah. I think over there. and the question was what we mean when we say we are 95% accessibility compliant in Zest. And we have had a project, like Elin talked about, to make some of our applications accessibility compliant. And all the components used in those applications we had to make accessible. And that work we have done. So it's both font sizes and it's responsiveness and it's screen reading, and both in like VoiceOver and NVDA. And so we have tried it out in all our applications and in all our components. And the number 95% is the number of 61 components that goes through all our testing today.
So maybe we have time for one last question.
One last question. Oh, quick one.
Maybe over there. Yeah, sure. Yes.
Figma, design, and also the documentation and connections. And you're using Storybook. Where does your documentation live, and how have you tried with the AI agent to access it as well?
Yeah. So the question is about how we work with documentation. And actually, we designers, we have a platform called Supernova to use for our documentation. So it's an external app which we bought to document all our design system guidelines and how components should be used. And there we have been using AI a lot to help us wrote down this documentation, of course. But you also have some documentation in Storybook, right?
Yeah, but the Storybook right now is more like a playground where you can go in and look at it. We want to connect our components as well into Supernova, into the components, but we're not really. We're on the way. We're along our journey, and we actually spoke about it because AI is here now, and we had a part of the documentation is going to be the skills file. How, if you are AI, how do you want to behave? And then we have to have the one for the humans as well. So I think we're going to have both in different ways.
Yes. Okay, time's almost up, so I think that was everything we wanted to share today. So glad that so many of you came here.
So glad for all the questions and the interest.
Yeah. Thank you.